Well, early in their relationship, Bunky loved to go deer hunting. He just loved deer hunting, and he would always go off deer hunting way early in the morning. And Carol got so upset because he didn't invite her to go along. And so he would go deer hunting and be gone all day. And she said, I'm just going with you one day. And so sure enough, one morning, they got up real early in the morning. They went off to a quiet place. It was still dark. And so he set her up on a tree stand where he thought she couldn't do too much damage. And he went off a safe distance away, and she was sitting there with her gun, just freezing sugar. And just as the light began to break, he heard something, bang, 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 just like that, so quickly. And it was coming from Carol's direction. And so he runs in her direction, and before he gets to the clearing where she is, he hears her saying, it's my deer. You keep your hands off it. It's my deer. And just as he came in the clearing, you heard the guy say, okay, lady, it's your deer, but can I have the saddle off of it? Well, there's no gentleman on the witness stand, and the attorney was questioning him, and he said, listen, didn't you say on the scene of the accident that you were okay? And the old farmer said, yeah, but he said, that's enough. I just wanted to know, didn't you say on the scene of the accident that you were okay? And the guy said, yeah, but that's enough. Finally, the judge had all he could take, and he said, sir, why don't you just tell us in your own words what happened? And so the farmer said, well, me and Mildred, my favorite mule, were riding down the road in my pickup truck, when all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, slam, bang, wham, and I found myself in the ditch on one side of the road. And Mildred, my favorite mule, was moaning and groaning in the ditch on the other side of the road. He said, about that time, a highway patrolman came skidding to a stop. He got out of his car and went over there to where Mildred, my favorite mule, was laying there moaning and groaning in pain. And he took out his gun and said, bam, just like that. And he walked over to me with his gun still smoking and said, are you all right? Well, we all know that Bunky is a man of God, that he loves the Lord, and he's a faithful Christian, and I appreciate that about him. But you may not know that early in his walk with God and his career, he would go out contending for the faith. In other words, he traveled about for a long time with a Hindu holy man and a Jewish rabbi. And as they traveled from place to place, they would debate the faith, and they would talk with folks and present the attributes of their religious beliefs. And so the car broke down one night on a dark, lonely road out in the sticks someplace in Alabama. No, it's someplace out in the sticks. And so they saw a farmhouse. They went and knocked on the door of the farmhouse, and the farmer came to the door, and they said, sir, our car's broken down. If you'll just let us use your phone, we'll call somebody, we'll get out of your way and everything. The farmer said, listen, I don't have a phone. He said, I'll be glad to help you in the morning if y'all want to stay the night. He said, but the trouble is, there's only room for two of you to sleep inside. The other one's going to sleep in the barn. And so immediately the Hindu holy man said, listen, I'll just sleep in the barn. We're all tired. Let's get some rest. So they all go in, get settled down. All of a sudden, comes a knock at the door. And so they get up and go to the door, and when they open the door, there stands the Hindu holy man. He said, look, when I agreed to sleep in that barn, I didn't know there are cows in that barn. And we believe that cows are holy animals. I could never bring myself to sleep in the same place with a cow. And so the Jewish rabbi said, listen, I'll sleep in the barn. Let's just get some rest. We're all tired, so the lights are off. Everything's quiet. And all of a sudden, there comes a knock at the door. They get up and go to the door, and here stands the Jewish rabbi, and he said, listen, when I agreed to sleep in the barn, I didn't know there are pigs in that barn, and we believe that pigs are unclean animals. I could never sleep in the same place with a pig. And Bucky, being the generous and warm-hearted individual that he is, he said, listen, I'll sleep in the barn. Let's get some rest. We're all tired. So the lights are out. Everything's quiet. And all of a sudden, there comes a knock at the door. So they turn on the lights, go to the door, and open the door, and there stood the cow and the pig. You don't know Bunky? Oh, okay.
As you can see, Dad is very much the family man, and as you've heard, he's definitely got a heart for the Lord. And I guess it's my turn. I want to just thank him for being the dad that he is. The Bible says that a righteous man walks in his integrity, and his children are blessed after him. And I think he models that verse. But thanks, Dad. Scotty, you want to come up and say a word? This is my middle brother Scott, all the way from Connecticut.
Thanks. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming. Josh, great job. Thanks for putting this together. You guys too. All of Dad's and Mom's great friends. I don't have any prepared remarks. Josh kind of sprung this on me at the end there. I have a eulogy written, but that's going to be 40 or 50 years old. I don't know much about my dad's career because thankfully he kept that from us, so which is probably a good thing. But like any career, I'm sure there were ups and downs. And he actually shared some of the ups with us, and we saw some of those in the film. So what I do know is he was a great dad, and he couldn't be what he was and what he is without my mother. He's a great mother, so we're very fortunate and blessed to have both of you. And he has great friends around him, so thank you all.
This is Chip. If you haven't met Chip yet, older brother Chip from Chicago.
Thanks, Josh. I do have about an hour's worth of prepared remarks. I don't have any prepared remarks, but congratulations to Dad. Super career, super friends. And as Scott said, thanks everyone for coming. Came a long way. It's great to be here tonight and have people around you in a momentous occasion like this to go into your next chapter of your life with. So, again, congratulations, Dad. I'm very interested to see what this next chapter looks like in his career. He's been doing this a pretty long time, so I'm not sure if he knows, but I'm sure he'll figure out soon. But anyway, we love you guys, and thanks for being the parents you are, and thanks, Dad, for being the dad you are. So, thank you. Thanks again for coming.
I've heard that the grandkids have something they want to say to what they call Daddy Bunk. Let's see, how many?
You weren't in here. You have a word to say, just you?
What they said.
Daddy Bunk, we love you. Okay.
Do we have all the grandkids on the steps?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Here she is.
Okay, so you turn around and look at the steps. That should be just about all the grandkids. There's 9. Okay.
One story, y'all have to listen to this, the grandchildren.
The oldest grandchild is Harper. Harper, stand up. She's right there. Chip and Kathy's daughter. Then there is Hannah, Harper's sister, and Frankie. That's Chip and Kathy's 3 girls. All right. Y'all can sit down. And then Scotty and Debbie's children are Andrew, and Michael, and Avery. Where's Avery? There she is. All right, guys, y'all can sit down. And then my 3 are Carson, Connor, and Ansley. And then Kathy, Chip's wife, is over here. Kathy can stand. And Debbie is hiding back in the very back. And my wife is right over here next to Kathy. I don't know if she's going to be able to do this or not, but Mother, did you want to even give it a try? Get out your handkerchiefs.
I'm so glad you choked up.
Now, I said and watched that video night before last and saw from start to finish. And he just sat there and I couldn't see his face because I was looking at the side. I thought, too hard on the tongue. But I want to thank everybody. You're all important to us. And I have a confession to make. And again, I'm so sorry that for the last 2 months I've been deceitful. And I've lied to you. And not only that, I pulled some of your wonderful friends and coworkers into this deceit. And we have talked about you behind your back. We have looked for dirt to pull up and we couldn't find any. Norma may have some. She's trying to remember some. But again, it's been a so many people. Did everyone hear the response when we pulled in and so forth? Everybody was saying, did he know, did he know, did he know? Your two daughter-in-laws said, not Kim. But the other two were talking, and they said, if he doesn't know now, he's stupid. We were in the bathroom, hiding in the closets, whispering, is he coming? Is he coming? No. Okay, this is what we're going to do, okay? It has been, I am so stressed and I'm so glad this part is here. Now, the other thing I have to confess to all you friends, he's not retiring. We were married 49 years in October, and I have said we might not make it to 50 if he retires. But he's not retiring. This is the honest truth. How many of you knew that? Very few. What happened, and I think it's an honor, he turned in his day at 12/31, 3 days from now. And he has been telling me for the last 15 years, I don't know how long I'm going to have a job. You need to quit spending money. And I knew it was the real reason that was what he was after. I don't even know if they're going to want me in another year. He's won all kinds of awards. He's outstanding in his field. He has tremendous respect by his coworkers. I know that they told me. But he got a call after the party was planned. And I sent out all the invitations. And I heard the call and I heard him talking. I said, what was that all about? He said, they want me to stay. For 3 months. So I called my son Scott, Steve, and I called Scott. It's a bunch of cousins. I said, what do we do? He said, it's okay. You can do a retirement party 3 months in advance. I'm thankful to say that I think it's...
This is the one and only party.
Yeah, you don't have that. Our family's here one time a year. Chip and his family come from Chicago, drive down, and I just wanted all of you to meet our children and all our children to meet you, and I thought, what a good reason for a party. Would you throw it out? But anyway, he's working through March 16th, 18th. And I am just so proud that in this economy, in this time when people are losing jobs and people are unemployed, that he's still got people to want him. I think that speaks of his character. And this man you saw on the screen, he may not be a man's man, but he's a great man. And he's mine. But before I stop, I'm sorry, I'm going to listen some more. I've discovered talents in the last 6 weeks that I didn't know people had. And I have not been here in this place. I didn't even see it set up. I did a lot of work. Excuse me. I'm going to jump track a minute. This video, some of those pictures were supposed to be deleted because this one is hardly in there. And I set up till 2:30 night before last, trying to get more of him. And there's pictures we have with all the grandchildren zipping and stuff where I couldn't do it. So we were all concerned, but this one, I've never heard him speak into a microphone. But I know, I've heard things at church, I've heard stories about him. But I think he has done a fabulous job, and he's given his time of his vacation this year to do this, and I'm so thankful for it.